Press the live button so Ryan can test the audio for me.
Audio test.
Audio tests. You'll love to see it.
You're still just a bit too quiet in general.
I don't know what you want me to do about that, Ryan. There's no way to make the stream more loud. I can make myself louder.
Can you make both of us a little bit louder?
No.
Well, I guess for the sake of consistency, it'll be fine.
So I can make the game quieter.
I'll say the game is essentially fine.
I'll tell you, man. All the audios are maxed out. You tell me every time that things are quiet, and I'm like, it must be you. I don't...
Yeah, it might just be me. That's fine.
My mic shows some white noise. Is there anything coming through?
Not that I can tell, no.
Okay. I have my air conditioning unit on behind me, so I wasn't sure. People get to enjoy my ugly, ugly UI.
Good.
What's the icon for Lost Spellforge under, I wonder? Is it under Duty, maybe? No. That's fine. Where did Ryan run off to?
I was in Foundation buying all the nice Western style armor.
Ryan has spent about 2.5 days at this point working on a glamour for his Dragoon.
Yes.
Just clearing up my inventory of fragments and such. What the hell's going on over there?
What?
Just a crowd of people. That's all.
Chilling.
Chilling. Webcam too small or too big? What the heck's going on with that over there? Weird. Strange. can I not adjust the size of this, like, numerically? Why does it have to be like a drag thing? There it is. By 241. There we go. There you go, Ryan. Just enough pixels on the side of our cameras to make you upset.
Nice.
Anyone decides to pop into this stream, be aware, Ryan and I have zero plan. I hit the start button because I set up the stream for this and wanted to try it.
As you do.
Pretty much the level of quality you would expect around here. So...
Why does the Ishgard armor vendor say purchase gear for the level tiers of 2s, and then the last one for 60 says purchase battlecraft gear, when none of the other categories contained anything but gear for main classes? They should want to make the last button bigger or something.
Oh, do you mean like the Crozier?
Yeah. The war and just take a look.
Yeah.
It's like all of it's fine. I appreciate they include like the low level, and then just battlecraft gear 60. But none of the other categories contain like non-battlecraft gear.
I don't know, man. It's old. The 60 gear is probably put in later by somebody else.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say. Is imagine it probably got put in by a different human being. I shouldn't even put everything away.
Ugh.
Yeah, go take a lap around Ishgard and you'll find all of our new green labeled friends. Some sprout spotting.
Yeah, it's about that time. Xbox players making their way through.
I mean, even on YouTube, there's a ton of content of further Dawn Trail hype.
Yeah. I mean, Dawn Trail hype, the Xbox version just got put in, so you have a bunch of new players. New people picking it up because they're like, oh, I want to get ready for Dawn Trail, or I want to get in before Dawn Trail, not understanding the amount of time investment it's going to take to get that far.
Yeah.
Not that I'm saying it can't be done. You can definitely burn through pretty much the whole MSQ in, like, probably a month if you really wanted to.
Yeah.
If that was all you were doing. Ugh. Down here.
God, you have a big friends list at this point, eh?
I do have a large friends list. I'm trying to get it off screen for the most part. There we go.
Just let everyone angrily message the people on your friends list.
I mean, I kind of doubt that'll happen regardless, but you know. I'd rather not put people's names on. That's why your last names are abbreviated if at all possible.
Yeah.
I click on somebody directly, you can still see it. You know, they are video game characters. It's not like you can't come into the game and just go find them if that's what you really want to do. Strongly discourage people from harassing others in the game.
I wouldn't believe it. I had that run of Heroes Gauntlet earlier, and this guy just getting so mad at our tank. It was so funny.
Yikes.
Yeah, it was a pretty big yike.
Which is the reason that the chat box is covered.
It's certainly been long enough that I've not encountered such a gamer rage.
I mean, it happens when you're running higher end content. There's definitely
I'm still like leveling content,
penchant for
especially
rage.
for a returner. It's so cringe.
I mean, the returner was the one getting mad?
No, the returner was the one being mad at.
Yeah, that's pretty normal. Returners have an unfortunate stigma, even more so than a mentor like myself. Or anybody who wants to see the little crown. There's a certain stigma around returners because they're people who are not really committed, so they leave, they come back for periods of time. Typically they're only here for the MSQ. So people kind of perceive them as casuals, as it were.
Yeah.
Which is not universally the case, although it is certainly not inaccurate to say that people who are only popping in for the story would be your casual audience. But they're also not inherently bad at the game. And I think you and I both know there are a whole lot of people with a whole lot of hours in this game who are still bad. So...
And like, dudes, like, I don't know, it's just so funny. Again, I don't want to, like, sass people, but it's just so funny, like, watching this healer struggle through, like, 3 pulls, and then is, like, straight up, like, gamer rage curse wording the tank to provoke in chat. And I'm like, bruh.
It's fine. We're not level 80 dungeon. We will be fine. We're all gonna make it, boys.
Yeah, it's just that kind of issue. Like maybe you're the last person that should be complaining about this.
It is unfortunate.
Yeah, it's always a treat.
Interesting. So that's what happens.
Fun experimenting in OBS.
Yeah, it's just weird. I can have all kinds of windows on top of... So, for anyone streamer-related problems, Ryan typically streams our other games, or at the very least Tactics, which we've been playing predominantly. And I am piped through Discord. For games like this, or 14, as you can see, it's my perspective, so I'm the one streaming. And it's coming through Ryan on Discord here. What that ends up meaning, though, is that Discord has to essentially be full screen to be as large as possible. And if I make any other window full screen on the same screen Discord is on, it just goes away. But I can still have all kinds of stuff in front of it. Like right now, I can't see Discord. It's covered in a bunch of other windows. They're just not allowed to be full screen. They're not allowed to be maximized. Then it becomes a problem, and I don't really understand why. It's not an issue. I just scale my windows, but
Yeah, it's just weird.
It's just slightly annoying. Well, let me know when you're ready. Ryan is in search of a particular piece of gear, so we may spend some time trying to grind that tonight.
Yeah, I probably won't spend an incredibly long time. I have one more chore to go do, which is just going to go buy some of the armory armors from Kagane. You can feel free to go on a gear safari with me for maiming gear. For a
Shopping
class I'm
time.
never going to play.
What do you mean you're never going to play Dragoon? Cowardice.
I'm healer main. I can only do one button at a time.
5-hit
I do
combos too
not
scary.
click the right fucking...
You said you wanted to come to the shop, and so I came to the shop, and you're not here.
Yeah, I just clicked the furthest thing north for no reason. I think that's just like burned into my brain about the quests I've had to do here. They just go near the end by default.
Why you like this?
Default brain. Yeah, the high steel set was always one of my favorites here. Can't say I like the helmet that much though. It's still too big.
I used tiger skin for a while.
Yeah, with Tiger Skin looks good.
Boy, do I not agree, but that's your prerogative, I guess.
Don't like that shirt.
No.
And I just like the long like waistcloth. I guess because I'm a D2 fan. Reminds me of Pally.
I mean, I like my techno Dark Knight look. That's... got that.
Yeah. Incredible.
But there's just a, like, waist piece for that.
Yeah, it's just the waist piece. Like it looked like this NPC just ran up and started like whispering in your ear.
It things to tell me. Don't question it. Does sword break when I do this? No, holds up pretty well. Particle effect kind of goes through my body, but you know, we take those. Oh,
Yeah, that really messed with my gameplay for a second.
game daytime very quickly.
Like the eclipse today.
Yeah. Well, let me know when you're done shopping.
So, pretty much getting all the arms and boots from this lab that's armor. Some nice lighter armor here too.
This is upsetting. Why can I not set it to 10?
So I appreciate games that at least let me use like the arrow keys to set it. Alright. Glamour goes for this stuff, and we'll start up a couple runs of dodging tickets incredibly boring, incredibly quickly.
Critical role, really? Nothing. The title, the name of the achievements. Gotta do more. Ask Carnival. Level up my blue mage more. Feeling that Ryan did not change this for me.
Did not change.
Putting what game we are playing.
No, not change that.
Got it. And he's gone already.
Just say any achievements catching your eye.
Nah, I mean, I have a long list of things to do. I'm just in the near completion tab.
See?
Gotta do more warrior stuff, get my tank mounts along the way. I need many mentor roulettes, which I've been slacking on.
Feeling good.
I know how to play Dark Knight enough to run this, don't I?
Can you find the AoE button? One of them?
Can do that. Heroes Gauntlet time. Ryan's actually running as the class he wants the gear for once.
Dude. So I need to run some... Probably do an Alexander again just to finish off those sets.
Hmm.
One of those set. Purely V4 looked like one of the good ones. Not that the other ones don't look good, it's just that one's colors match the best.
Which
That's
one?
definitely a thing I have to do. Fritz Alexander, Burn of the Father, and then Sigmascape V4, Kefka.
Yeah,
Armor from
meaning
that
like
looks
the
good.
Savage gear. Yeah.
Yeah, the Savage gear, the Diamond gear looks really good.
Hmm.
Pretty much for everyone it looks really good, but I just went for the armor because it was the most relevant at the time.
I see, I see.
I would say I can run you through how we do Kefka as a unsync. So you can pick
I've done
first
it.
dollar that one if you want to do something more interesting.
Alright, I have the mount.
You do the map, I forgot you farmed it.
Where is he?
I don't even remember what mounts from that.
It's the airplane.
Oh yeah, so why is it whenever we start streaming immediately have a running nose? Oh yeah, this stupid thing.
Zoom!
It's so not what Sigmascape is.
From the same game.
No, that's from the same game. You just would expect Kafka to drop something better, but I guess it's probably spot on for what Kafka would drop.
I mean, I guess the question would be, what would you give Kefka alternatively?
The spooky statue. Like a bunch of gold trinkets on it.
Maybe. Kefka's characterized by, like, I don't know, being an awful person, killing a lot of people.
Yeah.
The angelic thing is, like, very much, like, right at the end of that. I believe. If we hit 5 minutes, I'll unqueue and then go in as a healer to hopefully get it faster.
Oh, again.
I love opening up Party Finder to find Brayflock's long stop text help.
Yeah, I saw that earlier. I was even in doing a hunt and fam for it. I saw someone also trying to run Brave Fox there, and I'm just really confused about what this like new scam is.
I don't have my thing set up, Sedge. Lunch bowl? How do I play Dark Knight? Boy, do I not remember.
Hit the AoE button.
Evidently.
Any of them.
More importantly, I need to remember where any of my buttons were put, because I've since redesigned my like paladin layout many times. Boulder. I usually try to keep my like classes to the same kind of general layout.
Same. stun button's the same button for everything that has a stun or an interrupt.
Of course, he's the one that's firing. What do I hope I get healed?
No. Instead, I'm gonna yell at you for not provoking. Like Evan at a green light. But instead of provoke is his car horn.
Oh, we're rolling. The trolley! Praise be to the trolley. I don't even remember that kid's name. Jarek?
I should appreciate that their golem immediately breaks.
Yeah. As it should be. I did not get that off in time, and then I hit the wrong mitigation, so things are going well over here. I actually remember how far he goes, or like how big this AoE looks like.
We better get running. You move.
Chicken knife time. Oh. I'm going.
Like an hour down here.
Yeah, I mean, you have days to resolve that issue, but that's fine. Boy, am I bad at Dark Knight. You can tell because I burned my last of my mana, so I didn't have anything to spend. On my Blackest Night, right before the Tank Buster came out.
In man and these man.
You don't even have to worry about resource management, you're good.
I just hit the buttons as they come up.
Pretty much. Killed him. Here? Dual Meg! I will keep pulling with Plunge. I know it's the wrong thing to do, but I don't care. Lord of the Lengthsome Gate.
Like dancer and tactics out here. Bunch of frogs.
Yeah, I could see that. It's kind of funny in this game that Dancer has, like, no debuffs to speak of, despite
Yeah.
it being, like, kind of the core aspect of the class.
It's purely a healing / buff character.
Yeah.
This reminds me when I go to do my black mage, I have to make them the time mage get up. I have to find like the poofiest outfit.
Can we kill, like, a single target? We got him. Right. Flowers. Tupac? What?
It's him.
It's literally Tupac.
There he is.
Didn't even realize. Ink mages. Flambe. Handled. And we're cruising. Necromancer time.
Orb explode. Twice.
Oh god.
That's scary, I don't want to. Yeah, friends are really stacked over there.
One of them certainly is.
Just look over, I'm like, it's like 4 bodies in them. Hope they'll be okay.
Evidently not.
They're not okay.
A bad time.
So having like a bunch of things like run around where you can be like kite at a distance is actually a pretty hard mechanic to have in like a dungeon like this.
Yeah.
Where just 4 random people, because that's like raid mechanic stuff.
Well, it's not like it's that complicated. It's just that you have to add on to the fact that you can't end on top of each other.
Yeah, that's the thing, is you have to very knowingly spread out. And that would be like a timing of like everyone's in the middle and you go Cardinals.
Yeah.
Or like you rotate a certain amount around the edge of the arena. But like everyone has to be like perfectly spaced out.
World class lads. I'm not a healer yet, by the way. Oh wow, I'm surprised. I didn't think you'd make it in time. Love this part of the song.
It's definitely weird coming back to this dungeon. And being like post on Walker.
Yeah. Shadowbringers seems like very long ago.
Yeah. For something like so relevant. But the thing's particularly irrelevant or irrelevant. And it's like you were talking about yesterday, the good old 10-year plan.
Yeah. It was like the only game I can think of that had a 10-year plan and like achieved it.
Yeah.
It's
It's
like
factual.
whether you necessarily like it or not, that's kind of a matter of preference, but ultimately they set it out and had like a successful video game 10 years later,
Yeah.
which is more than a lot of the companies that came out and said they were had a 10-year plan managed to achieve.
Or
Dwarven
DIA.
decking time! Rushed it. Sorry, I had to interrupt you. It's not every day you get Dwarven decking.
It's funnier because it's the healer class 1 character. Angry punchy dwarf.
Indeed. My graphics card is fighting for its life. I don't know if it's coming through on the microphone, but my desk is the very slightest bit shake
Wobbly?
to it.
No, you're anything.
So you wouldn't in Discord, it's the stream that I would be concerned about.
Yeah, sure.
Snack 'em time. That's the wrong button.
Woof.
I know.
I just bought Life Surge.
Agreed. What do you want?
Agreed too. This is the problem. We can't do that because we'll bait everyone else into doing the dumb.
You would?
Jump in after. For uptime.
Oh, that's not good.
Good.
Aw.
Let's hit this before I die.
Oh, I didn't realize our healer died.
Yeah, they got daddy deaded. I popped a potion.
I'm fine. The skirt, though.
Ending.
I rolled a 5.
I agreed. This is the only person I can need on.
I need it on it. Get fucked.
We really found like no piece of gear in this whole dungeon, eh?
I mean, you only get like a piece of gear on the last chest, really.
Yes, you get one important one at the end, yeah.
Sorry, I'm transferring my microphone onto a soft surface real quick here to try and absorb some of this hum.
Oh, good. I can get something warmer anyways. My nose all trippy is too cold now.
Well, see if that helps at all. We're gonna check the audio here real quick because Ryan won't actually tell me or check for himself. He'll just tell me that it's fine, even if it isn't. Yeah, see, it's super loud. What is he talking about? Can't rely on Ryan for anything. Get some filtering for the audio here.
Oh, good.
Ryan over here straight up lying to me about whether it's coming through on my audio.
I didn't hear anything through the game volume. Oh, you're right. I do hear that hum when I turn it up.
Yeah.
I'll say it's really hard to hear stuff like that because my house also just has a lot of humming in the background. So it's not very apparent in the video because it just blends in with everything else. Or refrigerator that just goes beside me all the time.
That's interesting. Don't need to turn it up.
You want to flip-flop into a Kafka to keep this less brain melting?
And just bear with me while I try to fix this.
Yeah. So I can
Make
go
sure my
grab some
audio
tea.
doesn't. It'll take me a couple seconds and not minutes that it's going to take you to do that.
Yeah. After my stream yesterday of the disaster of settings. PC sits and just has everything plugged into it that I just haven't had to worry about for so long. The moment I unplug anything, I have to figure out how everything is set. Devices that don't like modern USB 3.
We'll have to work with that for now, I guess.
Good. I can't leave a boy hanging.
It's here and there. And that will have to be the extent of it. Sad part is I used to use NVIDIA Broadcast, and it used to be really good. And it's just considerably worse now than it used to be.
Yeah.
I'll never quite be able to piece that bit together, but oh well. It will have to be sufficient for now. Alright. You said you wanted Kafka?
Yeah.
So I haven't done Kafka in a while, but I'm pretty sure he'll just die relatively quickly. what our DPS looks like, or if we'll need a party. But I don't know how much damage 2 people do against Kafka.
I'll say I get 5% alone. We'll be fine. It'll be slow. This will be like 10 to 15 minutes.
I mean, that sounds like a terrible farm. I don't know why we wouldn't just party then, but...
Sure. Forgot that Steam put in a shift tab support for the Steam overlay. I accidentally hit it and I got scared. I don't remember any of the there's actual like spell mixing stuff. So this was like the Hades, or not Hades. Well, I guess Hades too, but it's been like the Hades slash our Red Moon guy. I forget his name. With the dragon, the modern one.
Interesting.
Where like he'll store cast for an extended period of time. You just have to remember.
Yeah. Golbez?
This is Kefka normal, not savage, is it?
Isn't it? Oh, it is. I was gonna say, I was wondering why he's dying so fast.
Yeah. It's like, I don't remember this pattern.
Yeah.
You win.
I did win.
Yeah, I was gonna say, we can just party fighter if you want.
So I don't know what kind of damage he takes. In Savage, we can check. Because I wonder in Savage what the Echo situation's like.
It's pretty severe. I don't die as White Mage.
I mean, I wasn't really worried about...
Scary is the 1 HP part with the meteors. And as long as I put barrier on us, we're fine. I guess you can roam through it. If you have a barrier, you'll probably live. Yeah, this is more what I was expecting, is the mana charges. I also get to see what this looks like with 2 people. Also get to see things that would hit me for like 25%, but literally I don't even see your health bar budge.
And I have double your HP.
Yeah.
We stand in this one, yeah.
You stand, yeah, right on the cross.
No, I got damage down.
Yeah, that's the only thing that makes this fight scary. As a solo, you have to tank everything, so there's like a point where you need like 4 or 8 stacks, which is unavoidable.
Yeah, I would probably just party for this. So at one point I remember what the mechanics were for this, but I just don't care that much.
Stand near the statue on the side.
Yeah. I don't know what this one is. Didn't matter.
When the statue, literally the only thing you need to know is when the statue comes up, you run towards it.
Yeah. Because a knockback is the only thing that could possibly kill you.
And he kicks once. He has 1 kick. If you see arrow on his cast bar, you need to run towards him to not get knocked off. If you care about doing any mechanics correctly, feel free, just for the sake of...
Oh, I'm just trying to avoid damage down more than anything else.
Yeah. Yeah, get over here. Or am I on the wrong side? I'm on the wrong side. That fucking orb flipped.
God damn it, Ryan. You lied to me.
I didn't lie. I saw the orb on this side and I looked at it and I continued looking at it. If I was the one that flips.
Yeah, we'll just party fine to this. We need like 4 people would be fine.
Yeah.
Die incredibly quickly.
I mean, it just lets me go Sam as well.
Signal 4.
Yeah, what is it for the orb? I forget. There's like there's two colors, and one just does damage and the other side does the thing, and one just does the thing, or something like that. I've never seen the orb not knock
What
back.
the fuck is the hand in for this? The books?
Books, yeah. The delta logs or whatever. I don't remember what the math thing is. You can literally just say gear farm. People can come in for the mat if they want. Sprout icon. Man, Party Finder has so much like non-content in it.
What, you mean the other section?
Well, yeah, the other section, but I just have it on all, so I'll just call it the non-content.
Interesting.
So it's just funny to see like 4 dungeons and then other miscellaneous.
I see.
Ooh, I'm so sleepy from taking a nap. It doesn't help that I like woke up, did all the Eclipse stuff, and then immediately hopped on Unreal Engine to go use Brainium.
Sounds like a mistake.
Yeah. And it's just my eternal flip-flopping of my Unreal Engine opinion of either this is great or this sucks per like blueprint note. And the vagueness of how things happen. So I guess even to get into it, 'cause we're gonna have a wait period here. Unreal, for doing any network stuff, it's pretty straightforward. You just have like little events, essentially literally like a function on an RPC call, and you can designate it as who it should call on. You can say it should just run on the server, so that way if a client who owns an object calls it, it'll just run on the server, otherwise it's ignored. You have your multicast, which tells it the server needs to tell everyone that this is going to happen. Run on owning client, period. Server will tell it to run whatever code on just whoever owns that object in particular. And there's obviously a little bit more of a gray area with those kind of basic functions of like one all or server. And the issue with that is when you're using these functions and they're targeting themselves, and there's no documentation on that. And what I mean by themselves is obviously in a video game where you're 0 to no budget. It's a great range. And you can't have dedicated servers. But obviously you'll program for the case of dedicated servers, because the dedicated servers can be very convenient.
Yeah.
Obviously you just want to have that utility. But that comes with the, as you would figure, like something like Minecraft that you can just host. Or various other games. Anyone's played like survival crafting builder game number 48, and they just hit the host button and it's good to go, and there's no dedicated server. I'm like, there is. You have a server in the background, you're just connecting to yourself. So the issue becomes when your game client is a server and a client at the same time, aka your what would essentially be the authoritative client on everything.
Yeah.
So they don't. Unreal doesn't use the word host. If you use Unity, they use the word host because they know how to differentiate between a machine that is playing and acting as server versus a server client independently.
Yeah.
So with Unreal Blueprints, you can have the function that would be, run on owning clients. The server needs to call that. And there's no documentation to say that, hey, I am playing as player 1. I'm the host, so I'm the server. But my player is technically a client too, because I'm not host, I'm server and client on the same machine. And I'm going to call a function that says run on owning client. So it's going to do the server side code, which is on myself. And then it'll do a client side code, which is also on myself. So I just now made 2 redundant calls.
Yeah.
And there's no documentation on how it works. It literally, as I've tested, it will just run, which is now a huge pain in the ass because there's no data in Unreal to tell if you're host.
Oh, okay, yeah.
You can check.
They never made it for peer-to-peer. They never.
No, they never designed it for peer-to-peer.
Yeah. Or
and it's
if
not
they
to
did,
say that this would be peer-to-peer. It's just there should be peer-to-peer like functions because a server can just be a client. You don't need to be peer-to-peer for that.
I mean, they would presumably either A, never considered that a possibility because from their perspective, they would only ever have
dedicated servers for large companies.
Yeah, and from their perspective, that would
otherwise.
Yeah, that in that context, there would never be a situation where there would be like player server hybrid situation. It just wouldn't happen in their mind.
Yeah.
And therein, like I said, it's probably like a build it yourself kind of answer.
Yeah, and the build it yourself, they give you a handful of bits of information that still don't really help. It boils down to you're able to get information from the machine, based on a target. So I can ask an object what its local machine state is, or like what my machine thinks of it.
Yeah.
So let's say in FF14 here, I'm running code, and I'm like on your character, like I'm server and I'm client 0 technically, because I'm the first person who connects as host, and so you're client 1.
Yeah.
So I'm like, okay, what is Alice as client 1 on server? And it'll give me feedback. Either one of 3 things. It'll say it's roles authority, so it's server.
Yeah.
It'll be role simulated proxy, or it'll give me a role of autonomous proxy. Autonomous meaning a proxy, aka a character that you can control indirectly. Simulated meaning is getting this information from somewhere else.
Okay.
As you would suspect in like a physics scenario of one's autonomous and it's doing its own thing, and simulated meaning that whatever is happening to it is out of your control. But it would imply that, let's say you have code on your server, let's say for my interaction system, because it's like a nice sample piece, my server is the one who understands who's looking at what, so that way clients can't modify the objects they're looking at.
Yeah.
My server says, hey, I see you're looking at the tree, and you want to do something to the tree. Server's like, okay, here's the tree object that you're looking at. Here's like the reference number for that. Just that way the client doesn't have to do any information with its own client. Like it just gets sent the information to ensure there's always a non-easy way to grief their own client or like crash their own machine if they're running mods or something.
Yeah.
So the server's like, okay, here's the target. My player says, great. My player says, I want to interact with it, so I hit the E button. The client says, run this code on the server. The code being I just hit the E button.
Mm-hmm.
And we've already encountered an issue that if I'm the server, I'm the one who gave myself the data, and I'm the one who told myself I'm hitting the E button. And I'm like, well, where does the call go? And what is this role?
Yeah, so your solution would be to make a separate client that
You'd
is
have to
the
make,
pseudo server, in the way
yeah,
like my old Minecraft servers used to work, right?
yeah, and more importantly in the code, you have to now differentiate between when you're making these calls. For example, if you have server-side code, you would just say this code only runs if you're authority, if you're the server, which is
Yeah.
easy enough. Just like is server, then I do the raycast for the target,
Yeah.
and then of course for the E button, for the server when they get that RPC on themselves, when that RPC runs, I need to ask them again, not if they're a server, but if they're a client. Because then if they're a client, then I want it to run. Otherwise, server will run it redundantly. But now that does mean I need 3 branches of code. One for server only, one for host only, and one for client.
Would you just make like a dummy ID?
You would think you'd make a dummy ID. The problem with this is with RPCs, especially from server to client, they're essentially just cosmetic because they have no baseline for what the game's actually doing at any given moment.
Yeah.
And the game only progresses because the server told them it did.
Yeah, so the server would have to be the dummy in this instance. So you'd have to make again, you would need a third
yeah,
client that's running backend that is
yeah,
not visible to either side, and it would need to be created regardless of the circumstances.
yep,
And then that instance of the game itself exists separate the other two.
yes.
Yeah,
And
so
I
like
need to make this. I need to make either an additional proxy, which is
yeah.
the same thing as saying I now need 3 code branches.
Yeah,
But yeah, so
you would
it
need
literally means I need 3 different lines of code,
yeah, it's like a
or
rollback
3 different
equivalent. Yeah,
branches, 3 different trees. And
so
yeah,
that's
it's
the
a
way
rollback issue, and I'm like, I don't want to write this thing that's that complicated, especially when I'm just hitting the E button to get some text. Like, how awkward is this now made? Because
isn't
there's no host information.
aren't there open source like rollback solutions? They must have some sort of equivalent. Yeah.
Yeah, there's some equivalents, like because GGPO, the fighting game one, is C++, I'm sure it slots into Unreal just fine.
I was gonna say I
But
feel
it's
like it's
still
got
really
to,
annoying
especially
that
because
I
it's
need to now,
used in those games. So
yeah, especially now that I need to like for response time and for the inevitability that there's going to be double setting of information on a host. Then you run like reconciliation.
yeah,
I'm like, they could just put in a check to see if the object or if the information I'm about to send to, like if I'm doing an RPC and it tells me in like their network state like which client it is or the role of the client I'm about to send it to, and verify through that would be great. And before people even say yes, like I can ask before I send it if the target, because if I'm doing running on owning, like obviously if it's on a player, like I can just ask to see if the owning client's authority or not. 'Cause authority is just going to mean that it's this machine, that's the server.
yeah,
But it means I need to slot that in everywhere in my code.
yeah.
And then like that's so annoying and egregious. Then you do like this pre-validation. This essentially means I need to run a new if. I need to run a branch between every time I send an RPC to see if the RPC is about to go out to myself.
Yeah.
And then tell it to not to. But I don't even like that as a solution because like all of my code that's server based and client based is like different. Like the client would update its UI and the server like wouldn't. But then that means that on like a host scenario, anytime that I was going to set something that was already set on the host, like now I have to just discern what those are and pick those out like cherry picking.
Yeah.
You have to be like, oh, they already have the look target, so I don't want them to set the look target again. Or run this action because the server already did. But this part they didn't, because this is the cosmetic part.
Mm.
And that's just a fucking annoying nightmare. Yeah, I hit the E button and I get the RPC back on the client. And I'm like, well, the client sent or the server sent the client the look target. And now I want the client just to update their UI to say that's what they're doing, that they hit the E button. And I'm like, I've already done half of this logic on the server. Like, there can't just be like a general solution. Like, now I have to like very explicitly code like every little minor detail of every piece of data, and categorize it into server, client, or host. I'm like, ugh, puke. Not that there's like really a better way to do it, even in a regular host environment. But it's still fucking brutal. But yeah, before I went on that huge tangent, yeah, it was just annoying that I was like digging around docs. I'm like, what if I RPC to myself? And it's like, oh yeah, it just calls it anyways. Great. Man, the only reason I would have known that is because I have literally a timer for my interaction that starts, and the server starts one for its own side, and the client starts one, just to make sure there's a consistent UI to try and match it. And then on the host it runs both, so I get 2 timers that can complete. Anyways, Kafka time.
There's not really a reason to need 8 people. He's gonna die pretty fast here.
Yeah. It's no to you. That was legit bait.
The damage down. Oh.
And yeah, we just skipped this phase entirely.
Yeah. We're gonna skip quite a few phases, probably, yeah.
As the organist quickly flips through his
The pages, yeah, he's like, oh
the
shit.
pages.
Super Kafka time. Spoilers for
All
Final
the
Fantasy VI.
backstage stuff.
Just fucking scrambling.
Yeah, everyone in the backstage staff's just like, I wasn't supposed to go that quick. And like the lights are going crazy because they don't know which ones to dim anymore.
You laugh.
You laugh. It was the big funny.
You remember which one of these is a knockback?
Arrow. Look how clean you a little bit. I also forgot we had a healer. Or not a healer, never mind. For some reason I thought the cat girl black mage was a healer.
Oh.
I don't think we killed
Oh, I
him.
see. Maybe having a healer would be a good idea.
Yeah.
think this kills me.
Those we actually need to do the meteors problematically. The head kills you, the head's instant death.
Yeah. Yeah, it's either that or we melt them.
Yeah, a lot of people just want tanks. I guess they're far more terrified about it, eh?
Yeah.
Well, Mike, we could just do the meteor section.
Fuck it, we'll just 5 DPS.
It's just
We need
2 people per meteor.
Depends how much damage we do here, because he might just die. So it really doesn't matter, but I'm trying to get my stickers together here. Every phase changes.
I didn't get it in time.
You gotta remember, like, that resolution of the instant kill, he had like 10% health left by the time it even went off. So. Yeah, spooky looking face.
Spooky. DPSing as fast as I can, Captain. We're going to do the meteors.
Nope. Almost.
Like, I could probably got an extra cast off, and at 1%, I'd probably do it.
It's cool. We got an echo stack from that anyway, so I'm pretty sure.
Fair enough. Oh yeah, we failed the checkpoint.
Yeah. Meant for the DPS.
I'm down.
Yeah.
Yeah, so at the Black Mage and like Mana Shields, that part, they just win it. I'm not interested in the diamond weapon. Great. Yeah, I think I'll just go healer for that part.
Yeah, it wouldn't matter. We instantly die.
I shield the meteors and I get to live.
Maybe.
Or you can sack a couple times just to build Echo.
We're in a gear farm, man.
Yeah.
Like for speed, not for sitting here being like, how do we make it so we can get the clear?
Yeah, I getcha.
I was gonna say, with one more person, it should just melt before we have to do anything anyway.
Yeah. Fair enough. Oh yeah, let me open this bad boy my trick here. Nice. Nice looking chess piece. It was very similar to the Heaven's Ward one. Just a couple design, like a checker pattern that was very Heaven's Wardy.
Yeah.
It's very nice. That mount drop guaranteed? Because I literally did this 3 times and the mounts dropped every time.
Yeah, raid mount drops are guaranteed. It's not like extremes.
Okay.
Extremes are random, raid mounts are guaranteed, but you still have to roll on it.
Yeah.
But like, if you wanted to go get the mounts from the raids, we could easily do that.
Yeah, I gotcha.
That's why I have mine. The other things, you only really need to do it
once.
in theory, right? You get a party of 8 people together who need the mount, so you run it 8 times and everyone has it.
In like 8 minutes.
Exactly.
Total.
Yeah. If you had 8 people, this instantly dead. There wouldn't even be... we wouldn't even think about what the mechanics are. You would just die. We'd barely see the first cast get off, really. If you do tank mount farms, you go in with food, and you're, like, killing a couple seconds in, depending on who you're doing. If you do, like, you go in and fight Byakko, you just kill him before anything happens. He can't, like, he doesn't get to any of his phases, he doesn't get to do any of his abilities. It's, like, maybe 20 seconds a kill or something like that.
Yeah, true.
Seven works too.
The Kefir weapons don't have like a craft to make them glowy, do they?
No.
No. So I'm pretty sure the raid gear does not. Make sure we're not queuing into normal. Always makes me laugh when we run these. We both do it.
Well, just because you see the name and you don't think to scroll all the way to the second set of names.
Yep.
Put Higabana on him. Is it worth it?
Yeah.
I know the answer is no, but... I mean, it's a spread, but does it matter?
Yeah.
None of us are going to take damage, so... I'm straight up hitting the wrong buttons at this point.
Yeah, I forgot to put my dot on.
He's already past the point of...
buttons.
It's already long past the point of phase change, anyway. Give me the sticker! Oh no! I'm so sad.
Annihilated.
I'm one hit away from getting the last sticker. I'm sad.
Speaking of unfortunate, having a Dragoon over there, the Life of the Dragon up.
I'm so sad. Also appreciate
Prize
everybody
and
switching
upfront.
right back to tank right
Yeah.
away. Just count towards the achievement, technically, so maybe that's why.
Yeah.
His neck, that's the weird part. It's just a little too long.
Yeah, we got him.
Yeah, he's not even... He's gonna barely get this cast off and then die.
Like one of my favorite spell effects, by the way.
Yeah, no, it's awesome.
Scary.
I don't want any of this stuff, so...
I can't say I'm very interested in the weapons themselves.
They can have their mounts, they can have their minions.
I'm gonna just run this like 6 times. Be done with it. Got the minion when we ran it in story.
Yeah. How many books do you need?
I got the chest coffer, so I don't need any technically.
Oh, okay.
This is dumb. So yeah, to be fair, like each boss is just to be able to get that piece of gear.
Yeah.
At least I'm pretty sure. But regardless, I got the chest piece already, and it's the only thing to spread drops.
Well, we will run this until people have what they want, since they took the time to show up to help us.
Yeah. So I mean, literally first try, it gave me the mount and the chest piece. So it's like, I'm done.
It do be like that sometimes.
Fortunately, I will not be like the other party finders I found and just not instantly leave.
Yeah. My rule, because I do a lot of extreme farms, is always, once I get my mount, I at least farm until one other person gets theirs. That way I make sure that at least pay it forward at least once. But normally I'm stuck in there for a long time. You'd be surprised. There are mounts I have where I'm like, I already have this mount, and I have 48 totems.
Feels good.
And I got it on like the second or third. Once you get in there and you're like in it, sometimes you just kind of keep pulling because you want everybody to get it. And then sometimes you're like morbidly curious how many runs you can go without seeing a mount. 24 was the most I had.
Yeah, I think I was like 60, like FFXIV back in the day.
Yeah, that's definitely...
That was for Nightmare though, not even the regular one.
Nightmare is different. I think Nightmare has a much lower drop
No,
rate.
it was. I think it was for the regular one. I think I got Nightmare pretty early.
Hitting the wrong button. Why did I put that there? Still showing up with a stag marker like it matters.
Yeah. That's some really optimal DPS. Yeah, I'm like, the weapons are not great looking. Me and Rogers.
Is there some music?
I have no idea. I was just thinking how funny it would be that you're like an hour into pulling this, and everyone's like, I'm just here because I thought someone else needed it.
I've seen it.
Oh, I don't even know why we're running this anymore. I'm just running it.
I don't know. Every time Ryan talks about Party Finder, he's like, it's the worst experience ever. And then I Party Finder, and I'm like, a bunch of nice people showed up. Half of them didn't need anything. They're just like, yeah, whatever, I'll pop into Sigmascape and get you your stuff.
Yeah.
It's just funny to me.
Oh, yeah.
I'm just like, alright, man. Maybe just attract toxic people.
I think I should try to talk to people.
Be right back.
Oh, you can get your Sigmascape shield, I guess. Literally, the only thing I right offered was the shield and the chest, and everything else is acquired individually from the other 40,000 parts of Escape. Now I think I'm just sitting on a bunch of worthless materia. One could say that. Not that material is even very worthwhile at this point. Being so late into expansion. Like, I couldn't possibly run out of this expansion's material at this point. That's a fun conversion. Yeah. Great video game. Cringe. Oh, look at our farts. My favorite pastime, collecting car parts from robots. Which? Chalice long killed. I think that one actually has pants to go with it, doesn't it? Or you underpant anyway. Yeah. We gotta know. Putting the thing away in the glamour dresser. Yeah. I cannot wait for 2-channel die, man. Every time I go back and look into my fucking glamour dresser, there's like so many things undone. Now I got the thing done with AFK for like 3 billion years. Yeah. That was fun this week. Yeah. Yeah. Just goofy. No. This awkward time when I want to collect so much gear, there's like a duplicate, and it's maddening. Post effect. It's completely different, yeah. By the way, I do have a hot tip for anyone who's doing glamours in this video game. When you're doing glamours, there's a certain amount of power to just carrying around all of the gray dyes to get the metal the right color. Yeah, the same with the yellow dyes. I'm a big fan of the actually kind of expensive old brown, which is just yellow, which just makes it look like the same pale gold everything else is. That's true. So this is something random. Like an even bigger helmet. Would be fun. So have you seen the Halone helm from PvP? It's gigantic. Take a trip to Wolfspear. I mean, I think I can link it anyways, but probably go see it in person. Like 9% of the reason why you'd run around. I'm gonna be dropping the gold look because I really like the chest piece a lot from Sigmascape. Golds aren't quite there, but I think it's good enough. The designs are just complicated enough on everything. So you're gonna go to, yeah, say you're looking for, you need to do top category and you switch to gear. It's 12? So it looks good with male armor because it's all so bulky. But as the tiniest cat, it is very awkward. Yeah, the horde sucks. That's why you just use the maiming one. Oh, it does have the horn. Yeah, well. But yeah, it's big. It's big, big. Yeah, it's all dyeable. Yeah. Yeah. And ooh, this looks good. Gloves are like a little big, but I guess I'll use the gloves that match the helmet just to have some sense of consistency. Looks really good in the light. I don't know what a weapon I would use. Can you think of like a more holy style weapon for Dragoon? I'm like, something more gold. Yeah. The Smaradine Partisan. What is that from? I just think Dragon has some of the coolest weapons available. It wouldn't be fun if it didn't have bubbles. Not bad, honestly. I need the helpers around. Classic. The round one actually kind of sucks. Green's not very bad. This is, I didn't go white anymore. This is, I had to go dark with the chess piece. But I still want, like, something more gold for the weapon. So all the dragon ones are, like, aggressively red. Still, like, white tints here and there on the set. I think I go with, like, the Smeridian one. Something very light about it. Yeah. Will probably be a future project. Yeah, it's the gold on it, yeah. It's yellow. Glowy yellow, it counts. And yeah, it would be the back of the goddess, the is that character again? It's that icon. Yeah. Sophia. I'm just sitting there like in my head, I'm like, what the fuck was her name again? It's like one of my favorite bosses. I love Tilty stage. Nothing beats Tilty stage. Yeah. The next boss I put in, it should be like the wooden like marble board with the holes. Kind of like in Shadowbringers when you're doing Frog Boss and you have to do the platforming section. The Super Monkey Ball walk along the thing. Tiny, tiny ledge. Beam. Goofy name. It's just rapids. Well, if it worked the first time, you should keep going. Horse chestnut spear. Sorry. It's not every day I get to look at like non this class gear. Or white mage gear. You get to look at everyone else. Cringe. Be white mage. I can finally swap off the big flail. Big morning star. Yeah, so for the glamour, a lot of the pieces are just slightly shinier. Like the armor is slightly more matte. So I'm like, I had to match it. Why did I teleport back here 20 feet away? Yeah, slightly. I was just looking at that on the stream. You just watch me move 20 feet. But it's slightly more matte. The other one's like slightly more shiny. So I'm like, I'll use the matching gloves to go with the helmet to try and get the shine to be at least a little bit more prevalent. Otherwise, I have to go like a shade darker on the actual metal, but then it doesn't look that good in most environments. I'm like, I think the set looks busy enough that's not the most obvious. Surprised you just had these materials laying around, or did you buy them? Yeah, I don't watch your stream. I have the chat up. Adding to my collection of now 2 dragon weapons. This is like the last class I ever would play. It's not an issue. I just wouldn't play like a melee DPS. That Sam just felt more fun. I like charge attacks. Evidently, if I play bad things, Excel, I like channeling spells. There we go. This is a glamour I can be pretty happy with. I feel like it should look pretty much fine in white. The chest piece might be like a little bit off in white, but I think it looks good. Yeah. So I'm like, I just needed like a chest with a waistcoat to balance out how heavy the head looks, and then every other, yeah, the waistcoat's dyeable. I thought about making it green to match the spear color, or just gold, really. I getcha. I getcha. Yeah, I just used whatever green I had on me. Just to see if I was gonna like it. I have to use a very dark green, eh? Or a bluer green? Yeah, probably a deep wood. Marsh is too gross. Yeah, so deep wood look doesn't look bad. Which is awkward because the spear is so green. Yeah. Emerald. Cook. See. See. I was not aware. I think I'll just stick the red to match the warmer colors in that little red bit that's on the outfit already. Even if the spear's more green, I'll just pretend the green doesn't exist. Looks good when it's out, and besides complimentary. You get Christmassy. Christmas very good. I like the red. Night colors. Here goes blue or purple. No. It's not thematic. It doesn't glow the gold I want though. It's cringe. What piece of content would you like to do? Or would you like to switch over to Lagoon? Be a jumpy boy. Or do you want to keep... This is the video game. This is the video game. You're not making a cool character. What are you doing? We can run a level in. If you could do bullshit, I don't think anyone's in there. We need to do critical engagements. Let's go. Oh boy. Glam though. Class. Where's Shieldy boy? Scholar. This is Zadnar. Is it DB80? Let's throw us in. I think it was like 71 and 73. Or human. Oh yeah. Star. refresh on these at some point. You can just be a Healy boy and just run Profane, yeah. It's true. Yeah. I have a modern Profane still. I don't. Just bring Neither Weaver. Oh, wait, DRS loadout? Oh, there you go. Do you need that many sets for all the phases? Yeah. Hmm. Yes, I have 0 revive items. And like a few dozen light curtains, about it. Among that. Yeah. 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 No, I don't know what a rotor is. True. I just assumed you knew where a pack was for it. Not that it was like some special spawn or something. Let's see. Go fight the giraffes. That'll seem to be a first section thing. Well, I'll ignore that. You go north, I'll go south. We'll just run around along the edge until we find them. I think the worst part about when we're streaming like this is I usually just spend the entire time snacking. When I was streaming, I don't want to. I'm gonna be a thin boy. Your fault. Anything yet? Yeah, there are plenty of them with the small ads. I'm over here too. Fair enough. There's a cluster of like 8. I don't know if it's any better over here. I think it's... Yeah, I was gonna say, I think this is just better. Yeah, I didn't realize I extended the full way around. Yeah. I died. Bring out Baylor Reaver. Speaking of dying, I can have a fairy to eat. The worst part about doing this on stream is we're going to be still silent. As we just sit here and mindlessly grind mobs, but the problem is I'm going to look over at my other screen, which is usually the thing that's actually occupying me, and it's also your stream. Which is also boring and or farming. It's just so fun. This shit is just so funny where I'm like, what's happening over here? I'm like, oh yeah, another human being, including me, firing Sadnar. Great. Yeah. Yep. Exceptionally. There you go. Yes. That's what I was gonna say, is Astra is just way more effective at this with having no downtime. A whole lot better burst potential. Awesome. Cool. Yeah, I was gonna say, if we're not really into critical engagements too much, I probably should just be playing Astra. Yeah. Yeah.
Oh boy.
His friends.
Helldivers, in fact.
They're here. I guess because they're also robots that have been converted.
Didn't the robots get defeated in Helldivers?
Then they came back, yeah. They always do.
I was pretty sure that that was the whole news lately, is that they were defeated? They're gone?
They were gone for like a day.
Yeah.
We took them level on Creek and Lanes and we took it back. The planet we've been trying to capture since the game came out. I gotta admit, the funniest stuff to come out of Helldivers is the people who play like new patch like drop-ins where there's like, oh, I saw there's like a patch or an update or like a beta channel thing.
Yeah.
And they just drop into a mission and there's just some new entity. Like the robot one, there's just this giant like walking fortress, like Godzilla sized. It's an unceremonious reveal.
I getcha.
It's just so funny. Let's keep walking towards me. Oh, big meanie head. Oh boy, hang out.
More people, let's go. This is gonna be fun.
Pretty sure this guy destroys him every time because there's like the weird fanning attacks or something. Like the left side, right side, and front back.
I do not remember, so we'll figure it out.
It's kind of my problems. I also don't remember.
One other person in this instance, and they don't want to help us.
We're leveling. Cooking.
The other guy's gonna take aggro from me because he has. I don't know. He turned his stance off because he didn't want to do it. other guy is running Martialist, so he should just out DPS me.
Out of this shit.
Yeah. Need to be over here.
It's a big lad.
And not have the tower fall on it. Yeah. So I couldn't see which side the fire hand was on.
Yeah, let's see.
The fucking towers are in the way all the time. You got the EXA players incoming.
Somehow okay.
Been hit a couple times, but I'm running Bloodsucker for this exact reason. Should have done is brought a re-raiser just in case, but make do. My auto potion going. These are the get really far away things, aren't they?
Bam.
That wasn't so bad.
Alright, let's lay her down, just getting it scaled down.
Yeah. Fair enough. Well, back to killing things.
Oh yeah, we're just right here.
Hmm.
Where my white mage?
It's a better
Oh, nice.
location.
Oh, there isn't one. I can try just down south where I saw, if you want to check that out real quick.
I'm just checking to see if we need to be killed in a like nearby location to where the engagement actually is.
True.
Because obviously this one spawned directly on top of where we were farming them, so I was just trying to figure out if that's
How it works normally, yeah.
related or if it's just anything. Nothing seems to say so. So we just did another pilot episode of Familiar Face. We didn't get the duel. Or if we did, you and I didn't see it.
No.
Next we need gunships, infantry, or Nimrods. The Hexadrones are the ones that spawned to the last one, so just probably picking these guys out then. Only one can be active in Zadnor at a time. Doesn't look like the other ones are related. Says only one chain can be popped at a time. So I'm just trying to make sure that there isn't one in one of the other zones that we're missing, perhaps.
What if my carbuncle has Valor?
Star rank.
Yeah.
The Del Riata.
We're taking it back. Us. 3 people.
Anyway, the infantry one just popped. There you go. Yeah, I'm not running Del Riata with at most 6 individuals. That's not happening.
Like how someone's in there.
Yeah, some poor guy.
There's just something so funny that it pops and someone just instantly hits the register. Like, did I read it? To be fair, I guess I prefer that rather than just everyone waiting for everyone else to join.
Yeah, I mean, I would if I needed it, and then you just unregister if nobody else joins.
It's just really funny. I'm gonna take it back alone. Just me.
Commando team, let's go.
Think of commando team.
Mission Impossible.
You found me jacketed in Makoti and a lightning unicorn. Pink lad.
Tapioca.
Nightmare gear is this?
I respect it. I'd wear that.
I was just gonna say, I've never seen that weapon.
Blade's Honor? That's the relic.
Oh yeah, it's the relic.
There were 5 people registered. Where's the last person?
What's this chest piece? It's gotta be...
Chest piece? One of the newer ones. That one's from one of the dungeons, I think?
Yeah.
Manalis or something like that, I think.
Yeah, because I feel like I've seen it recently, but it's just because it's been colored so strange. I just can't tell.
They're gonna show up? Yeah, they're there.
This is really funny, getting the relic being like, well, you gotta do what you gotta do.
No, we're not partying? Alright.
No, he doesn't care.
Doesn't need it. I respect it. Going too far? No, I'm good.
Mine said backwards and then brain fumbled and I turned to the last second.
Fuck did you die?
Yonder.
Oh god.
That's 10 seconds of walking backwards would do. Don't understand.
I have to not hit the other guys, so... If I have to hit the whole team with 1, it's better than hitting one guy with 2.
Yeah. Sweet intro.
Bozier. The experience. This was worth streaming, right? Just hanging out in Bozier?
Yeah.
Doing Bozier content?
Well, someone's gotta do it.
You're being force marched, remember?
This is factual.
Drag them out of the circle, please.
Me too. That's something gained aggro of everything. There's a lot of standing and hitting.
Yeah, I was gonna say, just no mechanics for a little bit there. Intermission, you know how it is. Got tired. Worst march. We're about to lose one. Was turned into a relic farming stream because Ryan and I procrastinated doing critical engagements in Zadnor for our one-time grinds. Yeah, I don't know why you keep standing in that.
Yeah, I looked away. It happened.
So that would have changed, but
Hit the button, that's what you do it. Your Lala fell. Ozma fell.
Baldessian Arsenal enjoyer.
Balda fell.
Alright, so we need Nimrods and gunships. How many springs do you have, by the way?
16. 16 springs. So you need what, like 30?
30.
Looks like I've hit the 30 on the axles, I guess, in the books.
Yeah, we already did all that.
Yeah.
Came in here a long time ago to do those.
Yeah, I just don't remember, honestly.
It's just that now we need the
I
critical
just know some of it
engagements.
is gained from even, like, other content or something.
Yeah. There were
Like,
various
bacon is,
raids,
like, mixed in
normal
there.
raids.
Yeah.
Extra enemy.
So if you just want to gigapole as much as possible, pop LV.
So, no, I mean, there's no gigapole. This is the most we can.
Good shit. I mean, even for, like, unnecessary mobs.
But yeah, I mean, I could pull guys that we don't actually need, but I'm going to cluster farm. I'm just going to do it in Southern Front.
It shows I'm hitting the AoE button and it doesn't have a count reduction. It's just goofy to think about that. Healer tank. We're like, well, we have this LB. What do we do with it?
Press the button. My computer hates this. Just checking the other chains again to make sure that none of them are blocking us.
Yeah.
It's the wrong guy. Pretty strongly set up this filter. It's still picking it up too, which is a real shame. Ways gate it, maybe. Which means I'll have to project a lot when I talk. Things we figure out while we around Boj. Does the noise gate work? Kinda?
There's usually like an open threshold and a closed threshold, and you try and keep them 6, 8, or 10 apart, and you keep the closed slightly above what your
Yeah. I'm just
noise
trying
input
to.
is.
I'm just trying to see how wide I can leave it.
I don't usually leave it very wide.
I like to not have it be super aggressive as
So
what it's going to sound like. Because
I
it
put it
clearly doesn't
more
like my voice
aggressive.
that much.
I get you. Mine ends up being pretty aggressive. I have mine like 8 or 10 decibels above my consistent noise, and then I have it 8 after that for, or I think I leave it at like 6 or 8 for the open threshold after close.
Well, we'll try this and see how it works. Better to figure it out now with the scuffed stream.
Yeah.
You're here for. Taking a really long time to do that skirmish over there, you know?
Good chilling.
That way. Gunship should spawn a skirmish called an Immoral Dilemma. And then after that, spawn a critical engagement. The Nimrods should just spawn a critical engagement. There's an Immoral Dilemma. We gotta go do that one. Way. Ooh. Looking at your bar and seeing cleric stance is kind of funny.
Have an intro.
I'll find her in the list.
Yeah, just watch it. I'm like,
We'll live. I'll live. It wouldn't kill me. Part of me was also not sure if she'd just die before it went off.
True.
You can't be targeted? You just hit me anyway? Oh, it's this guy, the red mage boy. Directly at the LB.
Look, you're probably eclipse glasses.
Yep. The FF14 players are becoming blind today because they failed the look away mechanic again.
Don't put it like that.
There ended up being 6 people in Dalriada.
Nice.
I saw us. More than content to be one of those players that just sits around for this stuff because we're at least doing the prep work.
Yeah.
Spending my time in Eureka and having the people just AFK at the spawn area waiting for stuff to pop for them.
Mm-hmm.
We get 2 per critical engagement. Each of the critical engagements goes on a 1-hour cooldown, though.
Mm.
So, not gonna sit around waiting for them to resync. We can go from zone to zone. They clearly take too long to pop for us to feasibly spawn them all.
Yeah.
It is. Not bad.
Profit. Fried pickles. Oh, I saw blueberry and you didn't get the blue mage title. So that way your name gets enhanced.
Yeah.
It's my favorite. Spawning with a side quest. Such what that is.
Party with us anymore.
No. Or Crimmy. I think it's Gunbreaker Grusos.
Almost.
many snakes I got?
Not enough.
God.
Oh, that's the order that's gonna go off in.
Yeah, I messed up. Big griefing.
Figure we need to get knocked into the safe spot, they'd go off and you'd have to run, but instead they go off as like a bait,
Yeah.
and then you have to get knocked into the safe spot of the first ones that it showed. Just not how the mechanics usually work. You just kill the one in the middle, yeah?
Yeah, we just got one in the middle. Begin killing the other one. Well, it didn't overlap too hard, but it didn't matter. Huge debate.
Okay, I have no reses left on.
I gotta kill the fire one, yeah?
I don't think it
that
matters.
too
I think
slow?
they all need to die.
I forgot there's all these. I thought the blue one's a trash mob because it's so low. I didn't realize it's HP. Nice.
The other one already, so that's all four. This one spawned and blocked the other one. That guy left.
Hates us. Hates you.
Hates us. Me especially.
Just you. A gamer neck. Posture check.
Posture check, yeah. Looking at my
Gamer
phone.
Neck. Yeah. I was thinking how great it would be for a lethal company call hedge to run over and yank on my neck as hard as it can. Replace my neck with a spring. Keep my posture good. It's the inverted chiropractics. Let your spine expand. But in reality, it's just a mannequin that runs at you and pulls on your head as hard as it can. Same thing, really.
Yeah, it comes down to it. Checking in my inventory to see what this stuff is. Fairy Head Lad.
The hell?
Oh god. We gonna alternate colors this time, or?
Oh, snapshotted.
Don't need to think about shooting you with this thing.
No. Good shit.
Doing it. Oh, you and I talked yesterday about Spice and Wolf, right?
Yeah.
And how I wasn't quite sure what they were going to do with the show. In relation to the previous one, whether they were going to try and rush through it and so forth. The second episode came out today. And it's like shot for shot the same.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think it was very much fun. Very much the same stuff. Like, it's not that direct, but they definitely are, like, just doing the story again.
I see.
At pretty much the same pace. Oh, well, that's Zone 1's just sunk a little over an hour in here.
Yeah.
Got some of those done. Can't complain.
Springs.
Stuff.
The metal.
A little bit of metal, a little bit of spring, XP. For you, anyway.
Yeah, we're almost up. We're in like the last 25%, like 15%.
Better than nothing too bad then. Tabletop.
Sophia X.
Yeah, that drops in here.
Yeah, I noticed a lot of gear that I've seen on Market Board has no crafter signature.
Yeah, because a
It's
lot of it gets
all
dropped in here.
drops from random shit.
Bad order. Okay. Any indigo stars. Yeah, that wasn't particularly difficult. I put it off for a little while because it was kind of awkward going and spawning the critical engagements, but
Good.
not too hard. Get the cluster farm out of it kind of passively and give us an opportunity to
I even forget with like nobody in here. It just doesn't really matter because the critical engagements just scale down.
Yeah.
And then obviously if you're mob pulling or doing the whatever the fates equivalent are called,
yeah,
those are scaled anyways too.
Yeah.
And we've been in plenty of situations where we're with 20 people, and to not be mean obviously, but they're like dead weight. Like they're not. Them being there is like a net deficit in DPS because the scaling introduced doesn't match what they're at.
Yeah, well, because the problem is a lot of people don't run essences. They think that they're like precious in some fashion, but they're kind of integral and they do a lot to raise your damage output. So you end up with a lot of awkwardness because they do scale kind of with that in mind, assuming that you're running something like that. Like if I were running like deep essences and things like that, or pure essences, like I would be doing a ton more damage than I am.
Yeah.
I don't know if you're still in there. I left.
I was still in there because I had the Proofs of Metal to spend at 20 mil. At least made a clean like 10k. And then the next 20 mil I get another Valor because I forgot to spend mine. I was on like 5, I just spent 2. Or I was at 4 and I just spent 2. I'm at another 2.
Yeah,
and I need 3 to buy the next one, so literally my next 20 mil gets me another damage up.
Yeah, I was gonna say, I remember you mentioned that you were putting yours off.
Yeah, I was putting mine off specifically for the damage, but even though I did that, I put it off long enough that I just kept accruing metal. Or not even the metal, but being smart and exchanging it for
Yeah, you need to exchange it for points so you don't lose it when you die.
And I just built up points and never spent the points.
There you go. We got some 14 in.
Days 14 feels good. Around do random stuff because that's the nature of MMOs, and then go grind the grindy zone because it's also the nature of MMOs.
Get the grinding
stuff. The Kafka, just hanging around because I think everyone else needs shit and they don't.
Yeah. Popped in and we're like, yeah, we'll clear it for you. Go in, do the pulls, get your stuff, quick and painless. Still gotta go in and get you your, what's it called? Or, no, you don't need that anymore. Do you still need Shadowless gear?
Technically, yeah. I can still use it, but I don't like need it. It'd be nice to have.
Fair enough. That is some point.
The fairs.
Probably seems like a good time to call it, since Discord is dying. Ryan's quality has significantly diminished.
Yeah, I can see that on the stream. I look like the scuffed PNGs we meant for game jam games where it's all pixelated and we just take a picture of ourselves in real life and squash it.
Yeah. So, with Robo Ryan here and us getting a little bit of 14 in, probably a good time to call it. Yeah, nice little stream pop in, get some 14, rip that band-aid off. We can stream this again at some point. We definitely will be streaming Dawn Trail when that drops. Probably not right away, because I don't feel like fighting and waiting through everyone for the opportunity to get into the game when everybody floods the servers, but we'll figure it out. We will probably do the last bit of MSQ that we have left at some point. But assuming Ryan is up during the day, it's point during this week, or the morning anyway, when I hop back from work, we'll pop in, try and get some streams in for the other stuff. I unfortunately do have things to do tomorrow, much like Ryan did today. My family has dropped in. They came to see the eclipse that they didn't see, among other things. So,
Yeah, I feel like that.
is what it is. But with that in mind, I think good 3.5 hours in was good. Weekend, we got some tactics in, got 14 in. Yeah, pull the trigger on Lagoon for sure next time. That way, we can get that done and out of the way. Anything else on your mind, Ryan, before we call it?
That's about it.
Fair enough. Well, glad we got with a little bit of the aches and pains here, trying to run a slightly higher end PC game. I'm reminded that I still need to buy a new graphics card because mine is currently letting me know that it is struggling. That is a shame, but I will give it a break. Until next time, everybody.
Bye-bye.
Signing off.